Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 302 based on novel. So let's start. Are you finally going to use all your strength? Xiao Yan and Tiandusha swept out of the mountain and then squatted in the air above the altar. When Xiao Yang saw the evil power suddenly surging in Tiandusha's body, he immediately snorted coldly. Xiao Yang's current strength is only in the middle stage of the 3-star fighting immortal. Even if he has the blessing of the holy flame and the great heavenly seed, at best he can only handle the 3-star fighting immortal consummation. Even if he was seriously injured, at this time, it was the complete strength of a 4-star fighting immortal. For Xiao Yang, this level of strength was tantamount to annihilation. Feel the embrace of death. After a short while, Sky Poison's body suddenly swelled up. At that time, a blood-colored blood mist emerged, but the blood mist was filled with unparalleled fluctuations of venom. Instantly turned into pus. Poison. Xiao Yang's sense of smell is extremely keen, not to mention that he is an alchemist, and later when he was with Kaylin, he was also very knowledgeable about toxins. When it was foggy, Xiao Yang knew that this guy had used real means. In the middle of the 3-star battle of immortals, if you can force me to use such means to kill you, your title as the Master of Holy Flame is also worthy of the name. Suffer to death. Heavenly Poison Abyss. In an instant, Du Sha raised his hands high that day, and the dazzling black liquid all over his body squirmed along with bursts of black flames, directly gathering on his hands. In the end, a 4-color death ray formed and blasted away at Xiao Yang. What shocked Xiao Yang was that there was no trace of temperature in the black flames rising from his hands, as if there were only bursts of heart-pounding deadly toxins. Tiandusha is a master at using poison. Although it is not as good as the Demon Queen of Poisonous Temple, it should not be underestimated. Use the fighting soul, otherwise this battle. After a while, the Lord of Soul Eater said solemnly. That's the only way. Xiao Yang nodded slowly when he heard the words. Immortal Sparrow. Noticing that a mist filled with deadly poison was coming towards him, Xiao Yang didn't hesitate at all, and a violent aura like a demon beast suddenly emerged in his body. In an instant, a crisp cry suddenly echoed in the space, and at the same time, a fiery red phantom on the surface of Xiao Yang's body directly enveloped him, and was enveloped by this fiery red phantom. After that, Xiao Yang's aura strength and defense power soared by a level. Stop it for me. Xiao Yang, who had displayed his fighting spirit, watched the death ray burst out with a dignified gaze, his fingers slowly lifted, and a flame of dazzling power immediately converged on his fingertips. Fighting soul? Sky Poison, who had already won the ticket, frowned when he saw this. Obviously, the fighting soul on Xiao Yang's body faintly exuded a wave that made him extremely uneasy. Fighting soul? Duo Chifei and Liu Qing in the distance were still in a stalemate with Mo Yu. With the strength of the two, it was not difficult to defeat him, but Xiao Yang asked them to approach Bai Yu's corpse in the open. In fact, they were warned not to approach Bai Yu's corpse. This son, you can't stay. Seeing that Xiao Yang was extremely exhausted, but with his fighting spirit and dazzling flames to intercept his own attack, Sky Poison's complexion became heavy. Fire. Just after cracking the first attack of the Sky Poison Temple, immediately above Xiao Yang's body, a fiery red celestial seed and a khaki flame appeared directly. Under such an increase, the power of the undead ghost is also rising. You forced me. Sky Poison Giant Sha soared. After a short while, Sky Poison Sha also knew that Xiao Yang had used so many methods that it would be too difficult for him to kill him. Crash. As the voice of Tiandusha just fell, the black flame giant sword above the white jade corpse suddenly trembled, and then under the call of Tiandusha, it suddenly went towards its hand. When the Sky Poison giant sword returned to Sky Poison's hand, circles of extremely evil black flames suddenly returned from the sword body to its body, and even the breath became even more intense. Tyrannical. Finally fooled. Watching Tiandusha withdraw the black flame giant sword, Xiao Yang suddenly noticed that on the white jade corpse, a trace of tyrannical power was slowly awakening. Sky Poison Giant Breaksword. This is the king's famous skill, and countless human powerhouses have fallen under this trick. It's over. The black flame giant sword returned to his hand, and the overall aura of the Sky Poison Temple became unrivaled, and dazzling black flames continued to emerge, and this black flame did not have any temperature, it just contained a deadly quality of venom. Immortal Mighty Sparrow. I'll rely on you this time. Seeing this, Xiao Yang smiled indifferently, and then the undying Mighty Sparrow above his body also felt the strength of the enemy, and immediately issued a crisp cry, the great heaven seed and the holy flame. The flames of the fighting spirit directly surround the fighting soul, and the wings of the fighting soul, as well as the power of the dazzling flame, directly and completely reveal its body. Sky Poison Giant Sword. Slash. Without any hesitation, the dazzling black flames directly surrounded his arm, and then the giant sword in his hand accompanied Sky Poison Xiao's body and flew directly towards Xiao Yang's location. Immortal Ghost Sparrow. Feeling the tyrannical attack coming towards his face, Xiao Yang's heart shuddered, and then he shouted abruptly. At this time, Xiao Yang's body was completely covered by the black undead bird that was several hundred meters in size. Seeing the Tianju temple attacking with a devastating offensive, the surging flames suddenly emerged from the undead bird's body. Bright wings were firmly guarded in front of Xiao Yang. Boom! Sky Poison slashed down with a single blow, and immediately slashed above the dazzling power body of the undead mighty sparrow, but even so, the undying mighty sparrow still let out a scream, and was blessed by the great heaven seed and the holy flame. The two wings turned out to be directly cut off. Don't underestimate me. And Xiao Yang's body was seriously injured by this. Xiao Yang's complexion also became strange, but Tianducha's cheeks were also extremely ugly at this time, because this Xiao Yang actually it is the way of always hurting the enemy by 1,000 and losing 800 by himself. Although he severely injured his fighting spirit, in his hand, the dazzling eternal fire eternal ruler with a touch of khaki holy flame, directly pierce your chest completely. With a sound, Sky Poison Cha and Xiao Yang's bodies instantly retreated, but at this time, neither of them had a good time. Xiao Yang's fighting spirit was so seriously injured, I am afraid that he will not be able to use it for a short time, but if there is no increase in fighting spirit in this battle, I am afraid that Xiao Yang has already become the dead soul under the sword of Sky Poison Temple. As for the ancient ruler of the Heavenly Poison Temple, which was wrapped by Xiao Yang Shenyang, it directly pierced through his chest, and bursts of collapse were also spread from his body. Humble human boy, I'm going to kill you. Tiandusha looked at the obvious hole in his chest, and immediately said with a furious expression on his face. Senior, you can't hide it now, can you? As the black flame giant sword fell off the white jade corpse, Xiao Yang suddenly looked down with a heavy look. There was no more with the suppression of the black flame giant sword. Above the white jade corpse, there were heart-stopping dazzling fluctuations, like a sleeping giant dragon awakening. Hee hee. The perception of the master of the holy flame is really extraordinary. As Xiao Yang's figure fell, the white jade corpse was suddenly under everyone's attention, and a milky white luster appeared in the eye sockets of the skull's head, and the white jade suddenly appeared. The hole in the corpse turned out to be directly spit out human words. Chiche's novels are first published on the whole network. Damn Heavenly King Zong! The white jade corpse squirmed immediately when Tianju, who had just gotten angry and was about to obliterate Xiao Yang, immediately shrank his pupils tightly. Because at this time, the aura emanating from Baiyu's corpse was no weaker than himself, and even vaguely stronger than himself. Tianwang Zhangzang, you didn't die just now? Realizing that Baiyu's corpse suddenly came to life, Tiandusha's attention was immediately shifted to it, and a shock emerged. Although the strength of Tianwang Zhangzang is the same as himself, he is a 5-star fighting immortal, but Tianwang Zhangzang is much more tyrannical than himself. If Tianwang Zhangzang was not seriously injured in order to suppress the Demon Queen, I am afraid that Tiandusha would not be able to completely obliterate him. Du Sha clearly remembered that he had completely wiped out Tianwang Zhangzang. How could he still appear at this time? The Great Thousand World is not a place where you outsiders can set foot. The white jade corpse hidden by the Tianwang slowly looked at the Tiandusha holding the black flame sword and sneered. You're dead, and you come out to pretend to be a ghost. Watch me smash your corpse into 10,000 pieces. Sky Poison Bracers forcibly endured the huge hole in his chest and roared. Little guy, you did a great job. My white jade corpse was originally left by the descendants I was worried about when I was worried about the chaos of the Sky Poison Temple. Next, leave it to me. The soft voice, accompanied by bursts of milky white luster, quietly fell off the white jade corpse, and gathered in Xiao Yang's body. The injured fighting spirit in Xiao Yang's body also slowly recovered, even it is the breath in the body that has suddenly increased, and it is just around the corner to break through the late Samsung Dozian. Thank you, Senior. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, he quietly stepped aside and watched the battle in the sky with Du Chifei and the two daughters. As for Mo Yu, he stood beside Tiandusha with a gloomy gaze. Tiandusha, you designed conspiracies and tricks to obliterate me while I was seriously injured. It's time to repay this kind of grievance. After the corpse of Tianwang hid the white jade, the bright milky white luster suddenly spread, and there was a vague it is to directly set the entire space on fire. The corpse of the heavenly King Zong seems to be invoking the divine power on the ground of the altar. The Yuan sisters, who were still under the altar, couldn't help but speak. Crash. After a while, on the ground of the altar, there were also circles of extremely mysterious lines, which fell off directly and flew towards the sky. Humph. Don't be ashamed. You so-called Dacian world powerhouses keep saying that they are for Dacian world, but when they set up a trap to persecute my queen, how could they be merciful? So now, don't pretend to be compassionate. Even if you die, this king will drag you to be buried with you. After Tiandusha finished speaking, the black flame giant sword in the palm of his hand was rising, and there was a faint smell of evil that was stronger than before. This is the end of the matter, it's useless to talk more. It's up to me to understand what happened back then. Heavenly King's relic. In an instant, the Heavenly King's corpse didn't bother to say much, and bursts of milky white luster scattered on the corpse and skeleton all over the body, and then directly echoed the luster on the altar. In an instant, an extremely tyrannical imprisoned seal emerged. Power. This altar is actually a sealing formation, and the sacred aura is extremely tyrannical. I'm afraid it was left by a strong senior in the light system. He noticed that countless lines appeared on the altar, and then directly wrapped the body of Tiandusha. Liu Qing said. Ha ha ha. Tianwang Zhangzang, you still have this trick. This move was used thousands of years ago. Now I'm repeating the old trick. What do you think of this king? Suddenly, Tiandusha roared, and the black flame sword in his hand suddenly slashed at the bottom of the altar and go. The incomparably dazzling black flame venom power just burst out towards the altar, but it was completely swallowed and destroyed by the sacred aura above the altar. Damn! The originally arrogant Tiandusha saw this, and there was a hint of astonishment in his heart. Apparently, the treasure of the Tianwang now is even more tyrannical than before. Sky Poison Temple, it's time to end. The fault's in the past, this time, let's fully understand it. After the Tianwang Tibetan white jade corpse finished speaking, suddenly 3 white jade ribs were directly broken in the skeleton's body, and then turned into lightning bolts, which were poured directly into the altar. Boom! With the injection of the 3 ribs, the countless sacred lines on the altar instantly expanded dozens of times, and then the body of the Sky Poison Xiao was firmly bound. Asshole! My queen will never forgive you so easily. Aware of such a strong force of confinement, the aura in the Sky Poison Xiao also became sluggish. Obviously, the Heavenly King Zong corpse couldn't help but use such a tyrannical method, even if it was Sky Poison Xiao. Was helpless for a while. The Heavenly King. Seal. The next moment, the Heavenly King Zong corpse slowly nodded towards Xiao Yang, and then the milky white luster in the eye socket became fierce, and the skeleton fingers displayed some complicated handprints extremely stiffly. And when these handprints were being displayed, the energy of heaven and earth in the entire space descended quietly, as if welcoming the return of their king. Not good. Sky Poison Giant Break Sword. Kill me. When Tiandusha saw the familiar fluctuation, his eyes became extremely solemn, and a fear of death finally came to his heart. At the beginning, the demon empress of the Poison Temple was defeated by the attack of the Heavenly King Zong. Although the power of the Heavenly King's seal displayed by the white jade corpse was not as powerful as before, for the current Sky Poisonous Temple, it was tantamount to a disaster. Boom! The energy of heaven and earth in the entire space of ukungsha.com first quieted down, and then frantically converged on it like a tide. Bang bang bang! Finally, at the end of the final display, on the palm, a huge handprint beam of up to 100 zhong, with a destructive aura, whistled away directly at the Sky Poison Temple. When the seal hit, Sky Poison Xiao's body also became crippled, and even Mu Shi's strength and consciousness were completely eaten away when Sky Poison Xiao entered the body. If you want me to die, don't take it easy. Being hit by such a tyrannical attack, Tiandusha also knew that he would never have any vitality, and his eyes and tone became gloomy, his body suddenly shrank, and it exploded in an instant. The dazzling black flame blood mist spread directly from the body of the Sky Poison Temple, and gathered in all directions in the mausoleum. Looking at the appearance, it was astonishingly trying to devour this place completely. I still want to run. Suppress me. The Heavenly King's hidden mudra was extremely terrifying, and he directly suppressed the countless black flames and blood mists. Suddenly, the extremely tyrannical mudra energy directly suppressed these forces completely. Tianwang Zhangzang, you must not die. In the farthest distance, a trace of black flames wriggled, which was the last trace of the origin of the Sky Poison Temple. Die. Without any kindness, the handprint of the Heavenly King's possession was changing, and then the dazzling attack directly drowned the black flame, and even the black flame giant sword was completely disintegrated under such a strong divine power. At the same time, this mighty heavenly poison temple also completely fell into the hands of the heavenly King Zong corpse. With the complete fall of the sky poison temple, the evil aura in the tomb also disappeared one after another, and the magic suppressing stone in Xiao Yang's hand also increased a lot of points. After all, the sky poison temple was killed by Xiao Yang and Qianwang Zhangzang together. Yes, and Qianwang Zhangzang had already fallen at this time, and the points naturally fell into Xiao Yang's hands. Senior is really righteous. Seeing this, Xiao Yang couldn't help but nod his head and said, especially in the end, the seal of the heavenly king displayed by Qianwang Zhangzang with the body of the corpse, although it seems ordinary, but Xiao Yang is well aware that such a huge the energy and means are almost very close to the category of immortality. You brat. After the sky poison temple was completely wiped out, a strange smile appeared on the skeleton of the heavenly king hiding the corpse. You should not come here just for the purpose of destroying the sky poison temple. After all, if I hadn't acted just now, I'm afraid your situation would be in jeopardy. After a while, the heavenly king hiding the corpse smiled. We promised the fascinated old ghost senior to help you get out of the sea of misery, Xiao Yang said with extremely sincere eyes. Oh. Qianwang Zhangzang's expression became complicated when he heard the fascinated old ghost. Crash. The next moment, Xiao Yang's 5 people also gathered together and came to the ground of the altar. Forget it, this is the end of the matter, it's useless for me to hide and tuck. My king's name is Qianwang Zhangzang, and he has spent his entire life serving the ghost world and the great world. I can pass on my mantle to you. After a short while, Qianwang Zhangzang said slowly. Thank you, sir. In an instant, Xiao Yang's face showed a trace of joy. However, I only have one mantle, how should the 5 of you distribute it? In the next moment, the heavenly King Zong corpse laughed strangely. Sister, we don't want to. When they were fighting just now, I had already fully comprehended this altar formation, so this trip was quite rewarding. Yuan Yang spoke first, staring at his sister with big watery eyes. As you like. Yuan Hong didn't seem to care about these, her mission was to protect Yuan Yang. These 2 girls. Although Qianwang Zhangzang is just a corpse, it also contains the last trace of power, so he saw through the fierce mental power in Yuan Yang's body at a glance, and couldn't help but smack his tongue. After all, at a young age the emergence of such a tyrannical talent will become a great weapon when he grows up. I don't need it either. As a light element, this man's mantle is not suitable for me. Liu Qing's eyes flickered and he shook his head. Light. As Liu Qing opened his mouth, Qianwang Zhangzang's gaze became sloppy. Then asked the adults to give Xiao Yang the mantle. Du Qifei, who was beside him, also said. As soon as Du Qifei's voice fell, the heavenly king's corpse trembled, as if he was afraid of this woman. You guy, why are you so lucky to have 4 beautiful girls following along? This kind of fortune is beyond my reach. Noticing that the other 4 girls refused directly, Tianwang Zhanggu couldn't help but said depressedly. Hee hee. When Xiao Yang heard this, he could only laugh dryly. Never mind. Since you risked your life to help me defeat the Sky Poison Temple before, remembering your first merit, I will pass on this mantle to you. After speaking, the corpse of Qianwang Zhangzang suddenly trembled, and a beautiful milky white scroll immediately appeared. Slowly appeared on his palm. With the appearance of the scroll, the energy of heaven and earth in this mausoleum suddenly fell silently. Is this the treasure of Qianwang Zhangzang? What a terrifying fluctuation. The other 4 women noticed the tyrannical fluctuation on the milky white scroll with just one glance. No. After a while, the heavenly king hiding the corpse slowly opened his mouth, and then threw the milky white scroll at Xiao Yang. Thank you, senior. Seeing this, Xiao Yang was overjoyed in a hurry. Although this battle almost damaged the fighting spirit, it was worth it. The energy of heaven and earth on this altar is quite strong. You should cultivate here. I'll send you guys out of here after the little guy understands what I've learned. Heavenly King Zong corpse said. When the other 4 women saw this, they sat down quietly, but the Mo Yu, which was hidden in the dark, turned out to be taking advantage of Xiao Yang and the others to hand over the scrolls and slowly escaped from the tomb. Damn Xiao Yang, destroying the good thing of our hidden soul society. The next time we meet again, it will definitely make you look good. Chichi's novel was first published on the internet. He gently held the milky white scroll, and an indifferent terrifying wave slowly radiated from it. On the scroll, there is only the cultivation method of the Heavenly King's seal, and you have seen the method of its display just now. Although the rank of the Heavenly King's seal is not high, with your holy flame, it is enough to deal with some ordinary earth-level evils. Heavenly King Zong Zaidu said. En. Xiao Yang nodded lightly. Even if it was just for a moment, he could feel the tyranny of the Heavenly King's seal. I see that your breath is floating, and I will give you a good fortune, enough for you to break through to the middle stage of the 3-star fighting immortal. And besides that, I'm afraid you still need to go to the depths of the demon suppression prison. The Heavenly King hiding the corpse continued. Going to the depths of the demon suppression prison? Xiao Yang was startled at first, but then became depressed. This is just a serious injury to the Sky Poison Temple. If it is the King Poison Temple Demon Queen of the Foreign Evil Clan, it will be too difficult in the past. Just send it to death. Don't worry, I won't let you die. The consciousness above my corpse is about to disappear. At that time, it will be the real fall. And I just spent the last bit of strength, and I seem to have vaguely noticed that the Demon Empress of the Poison Temple is showing signs of rebirth, so I want you to bring an item to secure the seal. This is the demon suppression coffin with it there. It can greatly isolate and suppress foreign evil races. At the beginning, I was almost completely wiped out by the Sky Poison Temple. It was with the help of this coffin that I was left behind. The last bit of strength. After a while, before Xiao Yang could speak, the black coffin that existed before suddenly appeared beside Qianwang Zhangzang. This coffin seems to be afraid of human blood. Xiao Yang nodded thoughtfully. This coffin was originally a 5th-grade immortal artifact, but because of some mistakes in casting, a human blood injection would temporarily invalidate it. Tian Wang Zong said. Okay. Xiao Yang heard the words and took the black coffin with a wave of his palm. Good boy, courageous. Although the Demon Empress of the Poison Temple is a dignified king, but you have the coffin, she can't easily obliterate you. In conjunction with the formation of the ancient Chenkuan formation in your body, hehe. The Heavenly King Zong corpse also laughed. Time to go. This world still needs your protection. I hope that in the next war between heaven and earth, there will be strong men in our great thousand world, and it will not be as tragic as last time. After that, the luster on the white jade corpse instantly dissipated, and after a short while, the corpse completely turned into the sky is full of powder, and the countless evil atmospheres in the mausoleum are suppressed. Obviously, even if it is completely obvious, Qianwang Zhangzang still regards obliterating foreign evil races as his mission. Qianwang Zhangzang, you are so loyal, yet you have fallen. The Soul Eater in Xiao Yang's body also showed a hint of melancholy. The Heavenly King's hidden body quickly dissipated, and the reincarnation rune at Du Qifei's eyebrows immediately sent out a burst of sadness. Obviously, the two of them seemed to know each other well. Respectfully send Lord Tianwang Zong. Seeing this, Xiao Yang slowly lowered his head, clenched his fists, and said in a serious and respectful voice. The corpse of Qianwang Zhangzang turned into a milky white halo with a sacred atmosphere, and he easily surrounded the entire tomb. Immediately, the countless black mists and evil auras under the white jade pillars below gave off a trace of extreme fear. Chiche's novels are first published on the whole network. In a short time, it was completely swallowed up by such a strong milky white aura, and the endless evil aura was swallowed up by the milky white aura, and finally turned into a pool of clear and transparent pure energy that slowly flowed to Xiao Yang's side. Is this the creation that Lord Tianwang Zong gave me? Holding the milky white scroll in his hand, the dazzling soul power felt the pure power in front of him like a vast ocean. Xiao Yang couldn't help but be moved. Xiao Yang's power, before entering the demon suppression prison, was in the early stage of the 3-star fighting immortals, and now in the demon suppressing prison, he has fought against the strong for several times, although it is a great burden on himself, but at the same time, it is a great burden to improve his strength. Is also extremely fast. Let's absorb it. With these strengths, it should be enough to break through the middle stage of the 3-star fighting immortals. Immediately, I will succeed in the cultivation of the Heavenly King's seal. As for the medicinal pill, I am not in a hurry. The breath in the body is also slowly flowing. The breakthrough between Do Immortals, unless a breakthrough of the same level will lead to Do Immortal tribulation, otherwise, breaking through the middle stage of Samsung Do Immortal in the early stage of Samsung Do Immortal only requires enough energy, and it can be a natural breakthrough, and there are not many of them. Dangerous, and Xiao Yang's absorption was only a few days of darkness, but luckily the other 4 women were also slowly cultivating, so time naturally passed quickly. While the 5 were still in the mausoleum, strange things were happening in the demon suppression prison. In the demon suppression prison, the demonic energy lingered in the sky, and the apocalypse-like scenery shocked the minds of the contestants every moment, but they were surprised to find that after erasing the evil things, not only can they get a lot of money, the points, and even get a trace of extremely pure power, that kind of pure power, but it is comparable to their practice for several months. So in the long run, many contestants have also become bold, not going into the depths of the demon suppression prison, trying to obliterate some tyrannical evil things to increase their points in order to increase their strength. How's it going? Above the area where the evil spirits of the demon suppression prison are in the sky, on a very hidden mountain path, dozens of figures were shrouded in black robes, and the figures in black robes exuding a gloomy atmosphere stood side by side. The front one of them is the sixth Soul Venerable of the Soul Palace. Returning to Lord Soul Venerable, we have already investigated the location of the Poison Temple Demon Empress in the depths of the demon suppression prison. One of the black-robed figures said. The Demon Empress of the Poison Temple was indeed completely suppressed by the Qiankuan ancient array, but, after a while, the shadow continued. Just what? Sixth Soul Venerable asked in surprise. The Qiankuan ancient array is extremely terrifying, but I don't know whether it was due to the erosion of the years or the counterattack of the Poison Temple Demon Empress. It turned out to be extremely weak. If we send strong men to attack the Qiankuan ancient array, I am afraid that it is very likely to break the formation. Release the poisonous demon queen. And here is the demon suppression prison, which suppresses countless evil creatures. Once the demon empress of the poison break is out of trouble, it is not uncommon for us to use this hand to obliterate Yin Huntian. After all, Yin Hunshan's status in Li Soul domain is also extremely high. Hi. The black-robed figure said. I see, you all go down. In an instant, Six Soul Venerable said, and the other powerhouses also dispersed. Come out. After a while, Six Soul Venerable said to the back of a rock in the mountain. Six Soul Venerable, I have some unfortunate news to tell you. The figure who came out from behind the rock was an Earth Spirit Blood General, but at this time he had recovered to the level of the middle stage of the 4-star fighting immortals. What news? The Sixth Soul Venerable under the black robe heard the words and asked. Master Qiandusha, who suppressed Qianwang Zhangzang, seems to have completely fallen, and Qianwang Zhangzang is also not immune. Perhaps under the siege of many strong men who entered the ruins, they all perished together. The blood of the Earth Spirit appeared on the blue face. There is a trace of hatred, after all. Sky Poison Shaw is the second strongest of their race, and he is as arrogant as he is. It's really bad news. However, when the Sixth Soul Venerable heard it, he laughed. He had been worried that after the release of the Poison Demon Empress, their power would not be under his control. For example, the fall of poison today would undoubtedly break one of their arms. These words are beneficial to their Soul Palace plan without harm. The news just now from your subordinates is correct. Although the Qiankuan ancient formation is extremely tyrannical, according to the information I have obtained before, it seems that there is a lack of some kind of core in the ancient formation, just like the lack of formation stones, so the opportunity to release my queen has come. In an instant, Earth Spirit Blood's eyes became hot, and he said, they are dignified foreigners, and naturally have their indomitable arrogance. The only strong souls in the hall, when the Poison Temple Demon Empress cracks the seal, is just a meal on their plate. In that case, let's go. Going towards the depths of the demon suppression prison, just as the ruins of the 4 continents were defeated, they will definitely go to the depths of the demon suppression prison. You and I will each take what we need. Six Soul Venerable finished www.mtlnovel.com. Also laughed. At this moment, under an ancient tree not far from the mountain, a crisp sound of breaking branches sounded. Who are you? The 2 figures were as fast as lightning, and they came directly to the man's identity. The bright ghostly energy was undoubtedly on display, trying to obliterate this guy directly. It was discovered. Farewell. As soon as the voice fell, a dazzling ghostly energy emerged all over the body, and the whole body flew out like a bow and arrow, and the speed was extremely fast. The man was clearly Xiao Gui. He had been following the Earth Spirit Blood General and the Sixth Soul Venerable, and had overheard a lot of secrets. Why does this guy have the aura of Xiao Yang? Earth Spirit Blood General, can't let him go. At this time, Sixth Soul Venerable snorted, obviously speed is not his good. Leave it to me. Earth Spirit Blood's blue-faced fangs were very ferocious, but his huge body did not hinder his speed at all, and he easily stopped Xiao Gui. Earth Spirit Blood Generals in the middle stage of the 4-star fighting immortals are tyrannical. But I want to leave, but no one can stay. Xiao Gui finished, the bright lines on the eyebrows quietly emerged, thus breaking through the siege of the ground Spirit Blood Generals in one fell swoop, escaping into the distance, and because Xiao Gui was so fast, even the Earth Spirit Blood General didn't have time to stop him before he escaped. Is that the fluctuation of the Xiao clan pattern? In this great world, apart from Xiao Yang, there are still some remaining members of the Xiao clan? It seems that after the demon-suppressing prison is over, we have to ask the headquarters to send a strong man to kill them. This time, it must not be tolerated. Six-Soul Venerable looked at the direction of Xiao Gui's escape, and spoke slowly. Let's go directly to where the ancient Qiankuan array is located in the depths of the demon suppression prison. After the two finished speaking, they turned into a meteor and disappeared. Chiche's novels are first published on the whole network. Once the time has passed, it will be 5 days. For 5 days, Xiao Yang stood motionless in the mid-air of the mausoleum, absorbing the pure power refined by the Heavenly King's possession continuously, and under this absorption, the Do core in Xiao Yang's body also emitted bursts of joy. Close to saturation. It's about to break through. At a certain moment, Xiao Yang took a deep breath, and suddenly his eyes slowly opened, the Do core in his body continued to expand, and the Do Qi inside became extremely turbulent. Bang bang bang. A muffled humming sound continued to emanate from Xiao Yang's body. After a short while, Xiao Yang's breath was also a natural breakthrough to the middle stage of the 3-star fighting immortal. This seems to be a natural progression. During the period of the battle with Sky Poison Shaw, Xiao Yang almost fell down, and in the end, he even paid the heavy price of losing a wing of the undead ghost fighting spirit. The middle stage of the 3-star fighting immortals is really not comparable to the early days of the 3-star fighting immortals. As of now, I am afraid that I will have no problem dealing with some ordinary 3-star fighting immortal late-stage powerhouses. Xiao Yang threw 2 punches at will, and fierce winds emerged everywhere. His aura was much more tyrannical than before. Not to mention that although the strength has broken through, the losses in this battle are a bit heavy. After a few breaths, Xiao Yang also calmed down and carefully analyzed the cause and effect of this battle. Using the fighting spirit, the power of the great heavenly seed and the holy flame, although the heavenly poison bracer was reluctantly inflicted a lot of damage by injuring 1,000 enemies and 800, the fighting spirit was forcibly cut off by 1 wing. For this reason, I am afraid that the undead ghost can't be used for a short time, and the undead ghost is different from other fighting spirits. Because it is related to the holy flame, it cannot heal itself, and can only be repaired by Xiao Yang, so in this case, there will be no fighting. With the existence of the soul, Xiao Yang's trump card is undoubtedly a lot less. However, on Xiao Yang, the 4 fingers of the sky are now controlled to the level of the 3rd finger. If they successfully control the 4 fingers, I am afraid that they will not be too much in the face of the 4-star fighting immortal. In addition, the 3 fortune-telling punches, and the soul interference fighting skills, even it is Xiao Lei's soul clone many means. It can be said unceremoniously that Xiao Yang's lack of preparation for this battle is the fault, otherwise he would not have paid such a heavy price. Forget it, anyway, the undead ghost bird has something to do with the undead fire. When the demon suppression prison is over, it will naturally be able to heal. Next, it's important to cultivate the Heavenly King's seal first, so that the competition ends. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, his eyes gradually became brighter, and then he directly took off the exquisite milky white scroll in his hand and began to examine it. Boom! Xiao Yang's palm gently spread out the scroll, and suddenly a soft light came out, and this light was not only extremely soft, but also carried an unquestionable tyrannical pressure, permeating in the air. The seal of the Heavenly King. At that time, the dazzling light directly transformed into a conspicuous handwriting in mid-air, and each handwriting contained incredible tyrannical power. The seal of the Heavenly King, attacking fighting skills, equal rank, the pinnacle of holy rank. These few words, however, all revealed the tyranny of the scroll fighting skills. You must know that the fighting skills at the peak of the holy rank are quite lethal even against the 4-star fighting immortals, not to mention that Xiao Yang is only in the middle stage of the 3-star fighting immortals. The seal of the Heavenly King is a tyrannical fighting technique that uses the seal as the main and the power as a supplement, and uses the wonderful handprint to call the power of the heavens and the earth, thereby forming a resonance and letting the energy of the heavens and the earth at its own disposal. The multiplication of the seal, with the help of the energy of heaven and earth, is enough to collapse the mountains and the ground, possessing unpredictable terrifying power. A few introductions described the seal of the Heavenly King vividly and vividly. The peak of the holy rank is really a rare treasure. Xiao Yang smiled slowly and then did not hesitate. The dazzling soul power directly invaded the scroll. At that time, the complete cultivation system of Tianwangian was like a surging river. Into your own mind. Having received such a huge cultivation method in a short period of time, Xiao Yang couldn't help but feel a little pain in his head. Obviously, with his current soul power, reading the cultivation method so rashly is still somewhat dangerous. Let's start. With a soft whisper, Xiao Yang did not move, his eyes closed directly, and he carefully understood the cultivation method of the Heavenly King's seal. Xiao Yang's strength has actually broken through to the middle stage of the 3-star fighting immortal. The 4 girls below also slowly woke up. With the help of the mysterious lines on the altar, their strength has also made great progress. Yuan Yang broke through to the early stage of the 3-star battle of immortals, and Liu Qing was still in the early stage of the 3-star battle of immortals, but the strength of Yuan Hong and Duo Qifei had reached the level of completeness of the 3-star battle of immortals. Xiao Yang, who was motionless among them, did not know why, but Xiao Yang seemed to contain some kind of extremely terrifying power, which made them shudder. In an instant, the state of standing still did not last long, and Xiao Yang's palms slowly wriggled, his hands were folded, and the palms were tightly pressed together, and all of a sudden, 10 fingers slowly danced, like an elf. A trace of a mysterious ancient strange handprint was cast out by him. At the same time, with Xiao Yang's palm movement, the black mist that isolated the tomb up and down in this mausoleum also shattered instantly, revealing the mausoleum like an abyss below, but at this time, the evil the breath has long since disappeared. Is that the seal of the Heavenly King, such a terrifying power? It can actually mobilize the energy of heaven and earth. Xiao Yang displays it like this. I am afraid that the energy of heaven and earth here has resisted us, so it is only poured into he is alone. What a tyrannical fighting technique. Yuan Hong's eyesight was extraordinary, and he revealed the secrets at a glance. However, how do we get out of here now? After a while, Xiao Yang was still evolving and being familiar with the seal of the Heavenly King, and the other 4 women's beautiful eyes kept flickering, because at this moment, with the evil aura completely disappearing, this piece of the space turned out to be like a dead place, unable to use the power of space, which made their hearts tremble. The key to leaving the mausoleum should be on this altar. After a while, Yuan Yang's cheeks pressed against the altar under her feet, and it seemed that she could vaguely hear the outside world through the ground of the endless altar. Everyone back away. The time for a few breaths had just passed, and Xiao Yang's pupils slowly opened, and a savage aura suddenly emerged from the palm of his hand. Heavenly King's seal. With a loud shout, countless heaven and earth energies in the mausoleum rushed towards Xiao Yang's folded palms, and a 100-jong energy handprint containing mysterious power suddenly fell off Xiao Yang's body, thus directly attacking to the altar below. Boom! Hit by such a tyrannical energy, the countless lines on the altar instantly shattered, and at the center, a door of light full of mysterious lines quietly emerged. This door of light is the door of space to leave the mausoleum and return to the demon suppression prison. Everyone, let's go. The next moment, Xiao Yang's voice fell, and the 5 of them rushed forward to embrace each other. The end of the ruins of the tomb of the King of Heaven also heralds the opening of a real good show in the demon suppression prison. This video will end here.